that fun? Remember Ty came in. Popo get his drink. He wants to play in the mud. I think he smells something that a dog likes smelling. Something fishy and tan, probably. Wants to roll in it so we can go hunting for bear. Right?
Yeah.
That's Poe's trick. Cover his smell so we can go hunting for deer, bear, moose. This is a big little tunnel. Little fishing spot.
I'm not going swimming home.
We're not going in heating home, but you can cool off. Make you feel better, eh, buddy? In the mud. In the mud. Are we done? Yeah. We're on the side of the road, but there's some plants here. There's mullein. Really dirty. I wouldn't eat these right here, but showing you there's a water type of plantain that likes growing by the water. Queen Anne's lace. There's Canada thistle or mullein. Some really cool rocks. Sorrow. Probably curly knot. There's curly leaves. Curly knot. Yeah, I think this is a thistle. Some here and there. Another mullein. Oh, these ones here are now I can't remember. Primrose. Evening primrose. You can eat the root, the leaves, and the flowers and everything. That is a daisy, fleamane, I believe. These ones will come up in your garden too if you let them. Daisies, more plantain, that's a long leaf plantain, evening primrose. There's fleamane and a daisy. That is St. John's wort before it flowers. It's really short. You can tell my older, I don't think that is it, but you have a good look at them, you can tell what they are. Yarrow, the flower, seed pods probably. There's the Canada thistle. You see these little tiny thistle things, but there's nothing pokey about that. It's an aggressive weed around the side of the road. See? Queen Anne's lace looks like carrot right now. And if you dig them up, you can eat the root before it comes up right here from the flower. And eat the root. But we're right beside a really busy road. So I wouldn't eat anything here. Mullein is from Europe. Mullein. I wanted to show you it can be invasive. But other things can still get in here to grow. That's Canadian. That may or may not be Canadian. Not sure if St. John's wort is native or alien from Europe. But you see all this? Now all of them will flower this year, and it'll be pretty high, pretty tall. All of that is mullein. But there's still daisies and other things. Mullein will die out eventually here, and you'll only have a few of them. But a lot of other aliens are surrounding it. I think daisies belong here, and they're still growing here. The Canadian thistle still growing here. So it's not really crowding everything out. And if it's in a disturbed area, people are going to be coming by here, disturbing it again and ripping everything out in a way. Or they drive vehicle down here at times. So when they drive a vehicle down here, it's going to cut all of them down, them flowers. And they may or may not even flower. So there's a big one. See, all of them down there are tiny compared to here, where it's growing more or less by itself. Just a couple others. So if you give it space, it does do better. More flower, more seed. But in a really disturbed area, you're going to have like a million tiny ones come up. They're not going to be as productive. They're not going to have as many flowers. And they're not going to have any seeds, or as many. But they can still travel. But mullein, I don't think, is that invasive here. I never see it in the woods. Or anywhere that's like highly away from disturbed areas. You might get that in the woods in people's gardens. But other than that, you don't. I'm getting out of breath. This is the environment where you'd want to go looking for cattails. And it dry all the way up to about there. Then it starts getting some wet. So you can easily get cattail, the tumors that go horizontal before the shoots come up. There's a root that goes this way. Well, it's easier to get it in places like that, but as I said before, we're along a busy highway. Everything comes down here when the rain and gets filtered in there. Cattails filter. So you want to eat cattails from a spot that is not really polluted by the side of a highway. This used to be a highway for a very long time. Now it's an off-ramp. But it used to actually be a highway. So there's a lot of old residue, even from Lennon gasoline they used to use a while back. Lennon gasoline would have probably been used on this road at one point. Yeah. So you might even get a lot of lead down in here. Yeah. So, and anything else they could have used, like, don't mention all the salt and stuff. They're starting to use more sand and all the garbage. Usually there's some pretty bad garbage here. So it's nice when they start cleaning it up again and bringing the bag out yourself and doing it. It's beautiful down here though, except for all the garbage. Ontario, yours to discover. We have a lot of areas like this. It's kind of swampland. It's very, very important land. it filters for all the water and absorbs extra water. We are a beaver habitat, so if a beaver plugs up one area, we need to be able to suck all that water up in a different area so we don't get flooding. Right here, you can see the steep. We're rocky here, we're hilly. We have really old mountains. But in those areas that are lower, we have swamp. And it's very important.